thirdly, let's look at models of sharing. It's not just file sharing that's hitting the headlines. Marie Claire magazine last year had an 8-page editorial feature where one of their journalists went on one of their mission quests. You know, they're quite often discovering... Let's not go there. Anyway, they're not usually doing things that are quite as suitable for afternoon discussion at an SBA meeting as sharing products. And they discovered that there was a huge opportunity in Australia to peer-to-peer rent or borrow things off each other, off people. And so they went onto websites and they demonstrated that for a couple of weeks in your life you could quite happily replace products and services you ordinarily have bought or commercially rented by peer-to-peer borrowing and sharing. So mainstream magazines started to take it on. In the UK, car clubs, now throughout the country, you pay a small membership fee and you get a low-cost ability to rent a vehicle just when you need it. They now are saving UK drivers an average of $7,000 New Zealand dollars equivalent per year, the people who belong to those car clubs. So it's kind of catching on. Each car in a club is 20 less private vehicles, and they're reducing commuter traffic by 25% and the amount of miles driven because they're changing our relationship to transport and how we use it. And in Wellington, I just want to talk with the locals who took part in the spontaneous car sharing that broke out after the earthquake, where it became the practical way for people to give each other a ride to get home when other transport systems weren't so available. And internationally, there are a whole strata emerging of often but not always social enterprises to support sharing of people, exchanging excess things that they have, or sharing often spare capacity in what they have. There are only a certain number of hours in a week when you can use your lawnmower. So if your neighbour can mow their lawn on the other day, they can use your lawnmower when you're not. It's not hard to really figure it out. In New Zealand we have Ask, Share, Give, who have a web-based solution that you can use for free to share your stuff when you're not using it. Internationally, Peers is an equivalent example where people are coming together to mainstream the sharing economy, as they say. And there's business models around it. And to be fair, some mixed success so far. So the City Hop car share scheme, you can rent a car by an hour or for an hour or so. Next Bike, which had a model which was partly about rental, partly about subsidy and partly about advertising, is still going in a much scaled back way because they didn't get the advertising support. We need more people in advertising agencies to be taking part in this kind of event to really get that kind of advertising opportunity off the ground. And also Raspberry Rideshare, who have been piloting and continue to be working with Auckland Council on how we can get ride sharing to have more critical mass here, so it all sit in the motorway, single vehicle occupancy, not going anywhere. And internationally, there are some great examples. Relay Rides and Flight Car are both now introducing car sharing services at San Francisco Airport. So you can share your car when you're not driving and have other people give you rental money for using it instead. The car rental companies are having conniptions, customers say. So there's some real interesting consumer-led changes happening in just those three areas. I've shown a spotlight on those because of our local and international research has suggested that those are areas where there's some really exciting and rapid change, and where I think there's lots of potential for innovative New Zealand organisations, both large and small, to start to experiment and start to learn. There are lots more we could have covered this afternoon, but I think those three are three to really watch. Thank you for your time.